Fear is overrated, I promise that you can overcome it. Keep on climbing till you finally reaching the summit. Never back down, never go astray, and never pay attention to the words that they say. You just put them.
A guy that takes a lot of pride in stepping in this ring. I'm a guy that takes a lot of pride in being a professional wrestler.
I'm expecting the crutch, not expecting no help. You believe it, then you gotta see it through by yourself. And when this light bites back and it's leaving you broke, and even if it's on fades, well, there's a beacon of hope.
Yeah, that's right.
The most technically proficient professional wrestler walking the face of God's green earth.
Never let them dictate whichever way that you go. And if it's standing in your way, then you letting them know that the curtain's finally opened and it's time for the show.
I want to be the best. I think I am the best.
Let go. Here we go.
We will conquer all the oceans you can name.
Smooth sailing, baby.
We won't take.
I ain't taking nothing.
You know, they often say, it's been well said, that life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you deal with it.
Oceans you can name.
Smooth sailing, baby.
We won't take anything.
Yeah, I ain't taking nothing.
Welcome everyone to the AMW Superstar Series. I'm here with President John Noble. We're going to be talking today about his 23-year career. John, you started off as a tag team with Eddie Browning under the name Something Else.
Yeah, that is correct. You know, that was a name that we came upon probably about 2 years into our careers, which Eddie had been wrestling a little bit longer than I had. But we tried a couple of different mask things first, trying to find our way, and nothing really took hold, and we finally settled on the name Something Else, and that's where we really, as a tag team, had our greatest success.
All right, guys, here we are doing a little special commentary on this matchup on the John Noble DVD that you're experiencing at your home or on the AMW network. John, you want to tell us a little bit about what we're getting ready to watch?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of wild sitting here looking at this stuff. You know, this is a match from, I believe, February of 2000 in Huntington, West Virginia. Looks like it's going to be a six-man with featuring Death and Destruction, who were fresh off a match with the Road Warriors on WWF Shotgun Saturday Night, in which they fought to a double disqualification with the Road Warriors. But that's Death and Destruction, Roger Anderson and Frank Parker, along with Beau James. This was our first meeting with Beau James. And here come Eddie and I to the ring right now, along with a guy named Johnny Reyes, who's out of Dayton, Ohio, who had trained under Dory Funk Jr.
So this is at the time you and Eddie tagging as Something Else, and your first run-in with the first family, as Beau James liked to call it back then.
Yeah, absolutely. It was they were a stable based out of Kingsport, Tennessee, but they traveled all over. They were a dominant force everywhere they went. And this was, like I said, in Huntington, West Virginia, in front of a crowd of about 3,000 people.
So up to this point, would you say this is probably the number 2 rivalry to Something Else behind the Batten twins?
Yeah, I think as far as Eddie and I together as Something Else, this would have been definitely with Beau, and especially with Death and Destruction, who were probably the top tag team in the United States. At least that were not under contract to one of the major organizations at this time. But yeah, this was definitely one of our bigger rivalries.
Yeah, I'm sitting here, I'm watching, and people watching at home that need to understand that this is in a time in which a lot of independent promotions, they held live events and just ran those events. There wasn't a lot of local wrestling on television anymore. So if everybody's wondering about some of these that they're seeing on this DVD set, this is one of the matches, and we've just elected to provide some insight commentary, kind of like what they do with the director's cut stuff on DVDs. So I've got John Noble here. This DVD's about Mr. Electricity himself.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Mr. Electricity, Johnny Noble over here.
It's another name that I didn't like that didn't stick, thank goodness.
So, but as you can see, wrestling's hot and heavy, just as it always has been here in the mountains. And if you look at that crowd, it's great when you see fans like that coming out, and that's what we get here at Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. And give us a little, since they've seen a lot of so far nationwide championship wrestling and wrestling television, Southern States Wrestling Television. Give us a little insight on what it was like tagging with Eddie Browning back then.
Eddie helped me break in the sport of professional wrestling, really got me going as far as getting trained and getting to travel a little bit, helped me get my legs under me. And, of course, pretty much right away we started tagging together, and we just clicked instantly. You're going to see right here coming in with a double drop kick, and then you're going to see here shortly a move that we used to do quite a bit when we were tagging together, especially early on. But we always enjoyed this move. Kind of caught the other team off guard as he kind of, you see, catapults me over the top to the floor right there. Not a lot of tag teams doing that type of stuff, especially at that time. You're talking about February 2000. But I thought Ed and I as a team, we just had something special. I thought we clicked, and I thought when we were on our game, I thought we were probably, from this point for the next year or so, one of the very best tag teams in the country.
You're right. Now all the tag teams are doing 450 splashes, weighing 500 pounds off the top rope.
Yeah, I mean, it's evolved or maybe devolved depending on your outlook on it. At this time, I think at this point I'm about 5'9". At this point I was about 190 pounds, and I was easily, and you can tell here, I'm easily the smallest guy in this match and easily the smallest guy in the locker room. And now, these days we go in and I'm an average size guy at least this day. So, whether it's evolution or de-evolution, it depends on how you look at it. But at least at this time, Eddie and I were doing things that a lot of tag teams weren't.
I'm just going to say you hit your growth spurt.
Well, I'm still waiting on the growth spurt, actually. I'm about to give up.
Like you said, Death and Destruction had just been on Shotgun Saturday night with the Road Warriors, wrestling to time limit draw.
Double DQ.
Double DQ.
Fighting outside the ring, yeah. Frank and Roger were big guys, athletic guys. You can tell here, man, they hit hard and they move quick. And, of course, Beau, as Appalachian Mountain Wrestling fans know, Beau James is one of the more accomplished wrestlers, in our industry. And you can tell right here, Roger Anderson is just laying it in on Johnny Ray's.
Nice big backdrop there by Johnny Ray's. Wouldn't you tell me beforehand Johnny Ray's had been down there training with one of the Funks?
He'd been at the Funkin' Dojo down in Ocala, Florida with Dory Funk Jr. He'd spent some time down there, and this is one of his first matches back in the area.
The Funkin' Dojo?
The Funkin' Dojo, that's what it was called.
That was a funkin' good time.
I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you, but they turned out a lot of good talent there. And, of course, Dory Funk Jr. was one of the greatest NWA world champions of all time.
The only brother combination to win the world championship is Dory and his brother.
Dory and Terry Funk, yeah.
It's like you got him in a funkin' armbar there.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if you call it that, since I never really had the pleasure of being trained with Dory Funk Jr., but it was an arm bar of some sort. Here we come. You can see the quick tag and the quick drop toe hold, leg drop combination. We patterned ourselves a lot of our stuff off of the Midnight Express.
Not to say this or anything bad about Eddie, but I didn't know he'd get up that high.
Well, it was 20 years ago. Speaking of the Midnight Express, one of the matches about a year after this, we were in a place called Hardyville, South Carolina with Nationwide Championship Wrestling, and I actually got to tag with Stan Lane against the Batten twins. I wish we had the footage from that night, but we don't. But it was actually a pretty cool experience walking to the ring with Stan Lane while the Midnight Express music plays.
That's a lot of things that people don't understand about. There's so many great matches with various independent promotions, and so many great matches outside of WWE television and what they have in their library. And a lot of independent promotions don't film their matches. They don't produce television. So that's why if there's an independent promotion in your area, especially if it's Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, you need to get out and watch all those matches live. Even though AMW produces episodic weekly television, the longest episodic weekly television program in the Southeast currently going right now. You still need to get out and see us live wherever you go.
And all those episodes on the network.
That's exactly right. And if you sign up, you get a 7-day free trial, and it's only $4.99 a month after that. And we're talking about Nationwide Championship Wrestling, their television program, Rampage. That's on there. So all these NCW matches you see are not all of John's NCW matches that are on that Rampage program. So you'll be able to get on there and watch more.
Yeah, NCW Rampage started taking place about, I think, maybe October of 2000, which was about 8 months after this. You're talking about a lot of the matches that we don't have on tape. A lot of nights when you're after your event's over and you're driving home and we had a really great match. I wish we had filmed it. Of course, nobody did. But like you said, I remember hearing Ric Flair talk about all of his matches with Ricky Steamboat. He had the trilogy of matches with him in the NWA, WCW those days, about how well acclaimed those were. But Flair said, they had probably 100 matches better than that in the late 70s that just nobody ever filmed.
Right. I mean, and then today everybody's got a cell phone and the ability to film parts of matches, but still there's some wrestling promotions out there that just do not film their stuff. And that's one thing about Appalachian Mountain Wrestling.
Well, some of it shouldn't be filmed. So
that's true. That's true. Especially if there's some stuff that happens along US 23 that we never want to see. Is that Roger Anderson there with big back?
There's Roger with big back drop going for the cover. Eddie broke it up. Roger and Frank again. Eddie and I would go on to see them a couple more times within the next year after this. Couple epic matches, and we'll get more into those. Some little bit of controversy in those. We'll get into that a little farther down the line on the disc.
Beau and his family, he's calling it the first family back then, but Beau and his family's had many different variations. Obviously with Death and Destruction and KC Thunder, and, then he at some point moved Stan Lee into the first family, or the family, like he did when he come to AMW, and then brought along the Mega Destroyer. We never have found out who that guy is.
No, he wears that mask everywhere. I've rumored that he showers once a week, but he does wear the mask in the shower.
He even went to your impeachment hearings in the mask.
I saw that.
I wonder if that's a COVID-19 approved mask.
I don't know, but I'd say he's probably a pretty ugly guy. He needs to keep whatever mask he's got. Probably needs to keep it on. Tell you what, these guys were so physical, and that's one thing I really remember about Death and Destruction, and especially Beau at this time. They were everything they did, man. They were quick, not a lot of wasted movement. Everything they did had a purpose, and you can see most times when they hit you with something, they follow up and try to get the win. It's not a situation where they're out there trying to just see how many moves they can do. Everything had a purpose, and all of it hurt. Frank Parker's very underrated. I know you've probably not seen Frank as much as I have, but for a guy that size that could move like that, man, he was phenomenal.
Trying to figure out who's the referee in this match. As we hear the crowd clearly behind Mr. Electricity, John Noble.
Yeah. It was a good crowd. We had a rock concert after the event that night. Like I said, about 3,000 people in the audience. NCW did a tremendous job promoting this event.
Do you remember, was this event named anything?
Right off the top of my head, I can't. It seems like there was a name to the event, but I can't remember. I don't want to say it was Rockin' Wrestling, because I think that would have been what the old WWE Cyndi Lauper thing was, Rockin' Wrestling. So I don't think that was the name of it, but it was certainly.
It wasn't Funkin' Wrestling, was it?
No, it was not Funkin' Wrestling.
I seen Beau James just hit you with a chair to your ribs. It seemed like you had bruised ribs for a year there one time.
Absolutely. I think there's going to be stretches. I don't know what matches you have lined up or what matches they have lined up for this, but yeah, there was a stretch for about a year I had tape on my ribs every night.
It's a pretty solid double team move there.
Yeah, like I said, at this time, Frank and Roger, I thought they were the best tag team in the world at this point.
There's something that's lost today, I think, in wrestling is tag teams. Tag teams that just, I mean, they'll put two people in there, make them a team, but they do no tandem moves.
Yeah, you really end up with two individuals as opposed to two guys that are, functioning, as a lot of guys say, on the same heartbeat. And I think that's something Eddie and I had, was that we knew what each other were going to do when we were going to do it. And can you recognize here what Death and Destruction are doing along with Beau is in the six-man, one guy's distracting the ref, the other guy's coming in, getting in a quick shot. As bad as you hate it, that's good strategy.
Yeah, in tag team wrestling, the goal is to cut the ring in half and keep the opponent on your side of the ring.
And right here, like every single guy has a purpose. All three of these guys, they're on the same page, and they're making it hard on me. I remember this pretty vividly.
Very smart too, picking on the smallest guy in the match.
Yeah, I mean that's and I got that a lot. Like I said, at this time I was about 190 pounds. I would get a little bigger in multiple places, I guess, as the years went on.
It happens.
You wouldn't know anything about that.
No, wouldn't.
Oh, low blow by Beau James. And that's the thing about the current AMW crowd. They've probably not seen this version of Beau James in a while. But, obviously over time, people's attitudes change, and Beau has always been a tremendous wrestler.
I remember that at one point, Beau was the most hated man in the Appalachians.
Oh, there's no doubt. At one point, Beau was the most hated man everywhere he went.
Probably still is. I bet 10-1 there's trolls that take to the internet today to bash Beau James.
It's a good bet, especially young guys that don't really know what they're talking about.
At this point, I'm wondering if you're ever going to make a tag.
Oh, don't worry. I was wondering that at the time.
Ooh, nice stiff shot to the gut there by Mr. Anderson.
Big double arm suplex. But how about the resiliency right there to kick out of that?
I don't know how you did it.
I don't either. Yeah, this brings back a lot of painful memories.
Looking at you blocking and reversing the suplex. Though this is the first time I'm ever really fully watching this match through, I have a feeling a tag is coming.
Good bet. I think I stunned him enough with the suplex right here. It's amazing what a mix of fear, pain, and adrenaline can do, but, probably should have went for the tag right there. Inexperienced. At this point, I was about 2.5 years in the sport, didn't have a ton of experience right there. This was probably one of the bigger matches that I'd ever been in, but my experience definitely showed up right there.
This is something the fans don't ever see out of Beau James these days. Soaring like an eagle. You've been in there a pretty long time.
Yeah, it's been pretty brutal. Yeah, I remember this. This is, like I said, this is bringing back a lot of memories. At this point, I was just beat. I was exhausted at this point. And, you take a guy the size of Frank Parker. This film doesn't do it justice. Frank is probably about 6'3", 285, 290 at this point. And he's just laying there in that rear chin lock with all that weight leaning forward on top of me. And it's just absolutely pushing all the air out of my lungs. And I'm already gassed. And then, of course, the right hands there don't help matters any. Crowd's trying to get behind me, though.
I feel like the referee's losing control of the match. Probably should have his referee license checked.
Look at the height on that leg drop by a guy the size of Frank Parker.
That's something you don't see these days, leg drops. Nobody ever does a leg drop anymore. I dare somebody to do a leg drop.
We're going to bring it back.
Feel like we're in Clerks 2. taking it back.
Roger's probably taking a little bit too much time right here.
Yeah, he probably should go for the pin instead of taunting you, but
I remember,
now
like right here, I just remember right here as being, I'm not even knowing where I'm at this point. But in the meantime, by taking so much time, he did give me a little bit of time to recover. Then, of course, it's not hard to spot a guy the size of Roger Anderson climbing the top rope. Big slam off.
well, the crowd's solely behind you. They're ready for you to make a tag.
I was ready to make a tag.
I think everybody's ready for the tag. How stiff was that ring?
You ever been in a ring that wasn't stiff? Where have you been wrestling? Hot tag to Johnny Rays, comes in, House of Fire. Big right hands, and here comes Eddie. Gets a hold of Beau. Somehow I've made it to my feet. Firing up in the corner now, going to work on Roger.
Look at all those illegal fists being thrown.
I think by this point the referee was just ready to let it go. I think we could have maybe brought a daggone car in the ring and used it. We're going to see big train wreck right there. We got Johnny Rays left in the ring with, looks like Frank Parker. Ducks a clothesline. He's got the roll up. Of course, the referee's distracted. Big, strong clothesline by Roger. And the agility of Frank Parker to roll over and hook the tights, and there are your winners.
Well, that's that's good that's just good tag team awareness of where your partner is and all that. To be able to make the clothesline while the referee's distracted, not being able to make the count. Y'all just got outsmarted.
Duke by these guys themselves. I mean, these guys tried to 4-on-1 attack the Duke. You can't really blame the Duke. Beau James goes for a pin, and the Duke gives him a fair count. Thunder pinning Browning, and again he kicks away. Beau James, of course, the master and the king of the Tennessee street fights. No doubt about that. He's been in more street fights in Tennessee than anybody probably known to man. And it looks Thunder and James are chasing down Scotty Ace. He runs into the ring. I don't know if that's the best place for him because the Duke's in the ring. Scotty A's hiding behind his men. That's the NCW style, I guess, to hide behind somebody else and let them fight your battles for him. That's Scotty A's style anyway. Thunder pulls Eddie Browning outside the ring and runs his head hard into the ring. Noble tried to get back, and Beau James cut him off. Now Beau James attack, and Thunder's chasing Scotty Ace, and you see Scotty Ace running like a scalded dog away from KC Thunder. Right here we have Browning and Thunder right here on the floor. KC Thunder waving away with the right hand. KC Thunder now residing in Fall Branch, Tennessee. Runs Browning hard into the ring post. And he's firing away with the right hands. Everything is legal. Again, we're not looking for risk much in this match. The hatred between these four men, really six men if you count the Duke and Scotty Ace, is quite evident. And now Beau James running over here after Scotty Ace, and Scotty Ace running like you've never seen before in your life. Running like a coward is Scotty Ace. Duke is raising the door. Duke is raising the door. We can't quite see exactly what's going on. I'm trying to get a better view, fans. We apologize. But they're on a truck or a car of some sort fighting away out there. Best we can see. I'm trying to get a better view here. If we can, let me see what's going on. All four men outside fighting away on the outside of the building, not of the ring. They're on the outside of the building fighting away. Scotty Ace coming back in running for his life. That's normal. Scotty Ace to be on the run. That's normal tactics for him. Oh, and now it seems like a double team attack has occurred. Thunder is in trouble. Noble and Browning are double teaming on Thunder. Double teaming on Thunder, and now Noble has got a rear chinlock on Thunder outside the ring. Where Beau James is, I believe Beau James is outside the building, still on that trailer where they were fighting. I believe that's the trailer some of our ring goes on. Noble and Thunder outside the ring. I don't know where Eddie Browning is gone. I believe he may have gone back outside with Beau James. Beau James has yet to come back in the building. Noble going for a pin here on the floor right in front of the ring. Duke gets a 2 and Thunder kicks out. Noble screaming at Duke for a faster count. It's a perfectly legitimate count. And now Eddie Browning has a rope. He's got a rope around the neck of Thunder. 2-on-1. That's NCW style for you. 2 guys on one. One of them choking the guy with the rope. But then again, this is a street fight. Tennessee street fight rules. Anything, anywhere, anytime. There's no legal and illegal in this match. Now Thunder trying to get some help from the Duke. He pulls the Duke belt off. Thunder has pulled the belt off the Duke. Uh-oh. And now Eddie Browning has got the belt. Oh, and he's laying a strap to Thunder. Noble holding Thunder across that ring. Oh, you hear the smack of that belt across Thunder. And now Thunder is back inside the ring. Really needs Beau James to get back into the match as quickly as he can. Scotty A screaming that Beau James is chickened out. We know that's not so. Beau James never run from a fight in his life. And he's surely not going to start from Scotty Ace and these guys. These guys want to come in and try to take over Southern States Wrestling. That's not going to happen. Beau James, I think he's trying to make his way back in. Brownie whips Thunder across. He's still got that rope right across, I believe, the chest of KC Thunder. And now Thunder is laid out across the rope. Here comes Beau James. Here comes Beau James. And Beau James has been lacerated outside on that trailer. Beau James is bleeding. It's caught coming back in the ring. He catches Browning right again with a boot to the gut. Whips Browning into the turnbuckles. And now Thunder, I believe he got hit by that cane from Scotty Ace, I do believe. Noble attacked Beau James. Scotty Ace is right there, I believe. If he's not punching him, he's definitely yelling at Beau James. Beau James is bleeding, you see right there. Beau James has been lacerated. The blood coming from the head of Beau James, and Beau's across the rope just getting stomped on right here by Eddie Browning. Thunder in the corner getting pummeled by John Noble. And just kicking away at Beau James. Just kicking away, puts Thunder into the turnbuckle. Scotty Ace directing traffic and loving every second of this. Beau James caught the foot, but Browning just punched him right in the head. Just punched him right in the head. And Beau James is in trouble, getting choked out now by Eddie Browning. The chokehold is on. Thunder is down. Noble firing the boots away into Thunder. Duke is getting back up onto the ring. Duke getting back into the ring now. Beau James coming back now. Beau James chops away at Noble. Chops again hard. Noble goes down. Not to the mat, to the cement floor here at the Kingsport National Guard Armory, where we will be back this Thursday, Thanksgiving night. Don't want to miss it. And rakes the eyes of Beau James. John Noble rakes the face of Beau James. I can't see Thunder. I believe Eddie Browning has got Thunder down outside on the other side. Beau James. Oh, Beau. John Noble tried to sneak attack, and Beau caught him right in the gut. Oh, a hard forearm blow to the back. That echoes throughout the National Guard Armory here in Kingsport. Scotty Ace again running from Beau James. Even a lacerated Beau James is going to scare Scotty Ace half to death. And now Thunder is still in trouble on the other side with Browning still on the attack. Noble still on Beau James. Beau James, the blood running out of his head. Punches away again at John Noble. He's got, they're coming this way. Into the chair goes Noble, and Noble is out hard on the floor. Beau James, the blood running down his face. Working him over. Beau looking for something to hit him with. He doesn't want the mic. It's not hard enough. He bashed the bell. He threw the bell down on the head. And wait a minute. What has Beau James got now? He's got a wrench. He's got a wrench. And you can't blame him. He wanted something to kill him with, I think. He wanted something to hurt him with. That's what he wanted. And you hear that metal wrench. Beau James hip tossing Noble on the floor. Beau James drops Noble across the corner hard. Thunder's going over that neck breaker on Browning. The neck breaker on Browning, and James drops an elbow hard across. He's got him pinned. And he got a 2. Oh, I thought he had Browning that time. Browning at the last possible instant kicks away. And now John Noble to make the save as James going for a pin again. All 4 men have really been beaten and pummeled in this match. You fans have seen all the wild action in and out of the building even. And all kinds of objects and weapons used in the match on both sides. Got to give credit. Scotty Ace used a cane. We've seen ropes used or something else. Beau James using the wrench and the ring bell itself here at ringside. KC Thunder firing away with right hands hard in the corner on Browning. Beau James drives all his weight with that shoulder right into the midsection of John Noble. Calling for a double team. Whip them in together. And Noble and Browning are both down in the ring. Beau James looking for an attack. Looking for a double team, I believe. James and Thunder have Browning whipping him into the ropes, it looks like. No, they're just going to clothesline him. Yeah, they clothesline him all the way over the top of the floor. And now John Noble. John Noble is caught in the ring with Beau James and Casey Thunder, the first family. Thunder whips Noble into the rope. Picks him up. This is it. This could be the win. We've seen this before from James and Thunder. The big leg drop. The big leg drop from Beau James off the rope. He goes for the pin. And wait a minute, Scotty Ace. Scotty Ace stops the count. Scotty Ace is in the ring to stop the count. Here comes Dr. X back to the ring. The cohort of Scotty Ace. The Duke slugs Scotty Ace. The Duke stomping away. I got to give him credit. I like to see it. I'm sorry, fans, for being unbiased, but the Duke is stomping away at Scotty Ace, and who doesn't deserve it anymore? Dr. X is pummeling Beau James. And wait a minute. Eddie Browning has caught the Duke. Eddie Browning stomping and kicking at the Duke. Beau James and Casey Thunder have both been leveled. They have both been leveled. Browning and Noble stomping away on the Duke. And wait a minute. They're double teaming the Duke. What are they doing? Scotty Ace going for a pile driver on the Duke. No. Oh, Scotty Ace pile drives the Duke. Scotty Ace has pile drive the Duke. The Super Mass Man hits the ring, and something else right on the Super Mass Man, beating on him. And they're going to whip him outside the ring over the top rope. The Duke is in deep trouble. The Duke has been pile-driven, fans. The Duke, I know a lot of you fans may not like the Duke, but the Duke is, oh, wait a minute. Scotty Ace going for another pile driver, and John Noble stuffs the Duke into the mat. John Noble grabbed the feet and stuffed the Duke, a stuffed pile driver from Scotty Ace and Johnny Noble. Oh, wait a minute, here comes half the dressing room is emptying out here. Flying over by the Iron Cross.
Are you ready, Central Kentucky? Turnbuckle World is here. This is your ultimate destination for wrestling cards and collectibles, including title belts, Funko Pops, and more. Turnbuckle World is also home to Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. If you're looking to learn how to play, or you're ready for a tournament, Turnbuckle World has you covered. Find ultra-rare card pulls to add to your collection, or get that missing Pokemon or Magic card to win those crucial tournaments. Make sure to join us for signings in the store and other great upcoming events. Go visit them at 190 East Main Street in Mount Vernon, Kentucky. Turnbuckle World is a proud sponsor of AMW. Head to turnbuckle.world for more.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a second round matchup for the tag team titles. Introducing first, I'm going to cut these announcements very quickly. Introducing first, they are the former NWA Central States champions. This is Brad and Bart, the Batten twins. And their opponents, they are the current NCW Tag Team Champions, collectively known as something else. This is Eddie Browning and Johnny Noble. Your referee for this contest is Eric Foster. All right, wrestling fans, Joe Wheeler here along with PJ Sharp as we've got a battle of NCW versus NCW here. Basically, is the Batten twins taking on Johnny Noble and Eddie Browning in this matchup. And PJ, I tell you what, things did explode between Johnny Noble, the Battens, and Scotty Ace last night. And now Eddie Browning here tonight in the corner of Johnny Noble to take on the Battens. I tell you what, there's no telling what's going to happen in this match.
Joe Wheelers, in all my years in this sport, I have never seen any situation break down the way it broke down last night. It was just insane, and to be honest with you, Joe Wheeler, I never saw it coming. How about you?
No, I didn't expect it at all. It was really so sporadic. When one of the matches ended and I finished off the bracket, I realized that something else was going to have to battle the Battens. I announced that to the audience. I announced that to Scotty Ace, and the next thing you know, Scotty Ace is telling Johnny Noble he's got to lay down, and Noble said there's no way that he's going to lay down for anybody. And Noble taking care of business here as he just arm dragged one of the Battens right out of his boots practically, and referee Eric Foster in checking on the action. I tell you what, hold on to your hat, PJ.
I'm telling you, Joe Wheeler, it's fast and furious in there. Oh, there it is. There it is, something else at their best. And you notice one thing, Joe Wheeler, if you'll take a look around here, there is no Scotty Ace at ringside. By word of Kim Bowles, he is barred from ringside for this match, and that is a great call on the part of Kim Bowles.
I quite agree with that, as Scotty Ace has been banned from ringside, and that's going to be interesting because, of course, Scotty Ace is so intermingled with both of these tag teams and has such a great influence on both of these tag teams, as Eddie Browning just got caught with a finger to the eye there by one of the Battens, and the other Batten walked right into a high hip toss and an arm drag takeover right there. And I tell you what, great action here in this tag team matchup. And PJ, I got a question for you. Can you even start to tell the Battens apart?
No clue, Joe Wheeler. I cannot tell these guys apart. I've known these guys for years, and I still can't tell them apart, Joe Wheeler.
Well, I know one of them's name is Brad and the other one's name is Bart, but you asked me which is which, and I'm going to give you a blank look because I have no idea, PJ. But Eddie Browning is holding on to the one he's got as the other one trying to make his way in, and he did step in, distracting referee Eric Foster. That gives Johnny Noble and Eddie Browning the opportunity to make the exchange, PJ.
Joe Wheeler, something else. You know, they just didn't call themselves something else. There's something else for a reason. They are a well-oiled machine. I tell you right now, Joe Wheeler, this is going to be one fantastic match. Fans, do not turn this dial because you do not want to miss this match.
No doubt about that. Great action as always here with Southern States Wrestling, as Noble right there just snapped over one of the Battens and dropped that leg down, and he's got him grounded. Referee Eric Foster managed to get a 2 count out of that one before the Batten was able to get his shoulder up. And I tell you what, Johnny Noble and Eddie Browning, I never figured that I would be pulling for them in a match, not after the way these guys have come into Southern States Wrestling, but I would certainly rather see something else win this than the Batten twins after last night.
Joe Wheeler, I have no preference. The only tag team that I want to see win this match, and I've got to be a little biased, is Ricky Harrison and Handsome Beau James. That's the only tag team that I really care about right now. But there's another reason I'm here, Joe Wheeler, because if I'm not mistaken, we've got the winners of this match. Is that correct? The winners of this match.
Oh, yeah, Beau James and Ricky Harrison do, yes, you're absolutely right.
So I am sitting here for a reason, Joe Wheeler. I've got the notepad out, I got the pen out, I'm taking notes. I'm going to go back in the back here in a little bit, and we're going to come up with a game plan for whoever the winners of this match is. We've got something in store for them.
I'll tell you what, Johnny Noble right there just got whipped in the ropes. Oh, up and over his man. Noble ducked under that clothesline and caught him with a drop kick right on the button right there. Winds up on the arm, makes the tag to Eddie Browning, and Eddie coming in, firing in a hard right hand on the arm of one of the Batten twins. And I tell you what, whether it's something else or whether it's the Battens, them against Ricky Harrison and Beau James with you in their corner, that ought to be a barn burner coming up later tonight.
You got that right, Joe Wheeler. But I'm telling you right now, we need to focus on this right now. Something else. They are hot. They are very hot at Scotty Ace and everything, and the Batten twins. It looks like the family between NCW isn't so strong right now, does it, Joe?
Very true. A very good point. And I tell you what, all that broke down last night with Johnny Noble, Scotty Ace, and the Battens, as one of the Battens was trying to sneak in the ring there to no avail, as the fans are alerting referee Eric Foster as to what's going on, and Eric doing a good job right on top of the action, PJ.
I'm telling you right now, Joe Wheeler, Eric Foster is one of the best young referees I have ever seen in this sport. But Eddie Browning, he's working the arm. Something else, you know, if I'm not mistaken, they are the current NCW Tag Team Champions, correct?
That is correct.
They're the Tag Team Champions for a reason, Joe Wheeler. They are smart, and they are a well-oiled machine, as I said earlier.
No doubt about that. They do work great as a team. But Browning right there, oh, my, just got caught by the other Batten out on the floor, tripped his man up, causing him to go down. And I tell you what, the referee trying to sort this situation out as Eddie Browning now on the receiving end of some punishment courtesy of the Battens.
The Battens are a rough, tough tag team champion, Joe Wheeler. I'm telling you right now. Oh, Eddie Browning. He needs to make the tag to Johnny Noble. If he can do it right now, Joe Wheeler, be an opportune time.
No doubt about that. Here's his, oh my, one of the Battens just kicked him right in the head right there. The Battens make the exchange once again as this allows a double team maneuver coming up as both men catch him with a big double elbow right there. And one of the Battens in for a cover. Referee Eric Foster managed to get a 2 count out of that one before Eddie Browning was able to kick out PJ.
I'm telling you, Joe Wheeler. Oh, here comes Eddie Browning back, Joe Wheeler. Oh! Cut him off. One of the Batten twins just cut him off, raked him in the eyes, Joe. Oh, big boot. Oh, that was vicious.
That was, no doubt about it, PJ. And, oh, he goes over and gives Johnny Noble one for his effort as well as Eric Foster holding Noble back once again. This allows the Battens to work together, and they are certainly doing so. Big double suplex right there as Brad and Bart Batten taking care of business as, oh my, Eric Foster almost got that 3 count right there, PJ.
That was 2 9/10, Joe Wheeler. I thought it was almost a 3 count, but you can't count something else out. They're not the NCW Tag Team Champions by accident.
No doubt about that as there you see reverse chin lock being clamped in here on Eddie Browning by one of the Battens as the crowd here rallying behind something else. And that's another one of the strange twists to tonight. I mean, who'd ever thunk it, if you let me use that expression, who'd ever thunk it that P.J. Sharp, Beau James, and Ricky Harrison would be acting as a team. And also, well, we got a pin going on in the ring here. Eddie Browning had one of the Battens rolled up, and referee Eric Foster was tied up with the other Batten. And also, who'd have thought that the crowd here in Kingsport, Tennessee would be cheering for something else, Johnny Noble and Eddie Browning tonight. I tell you what, things are constantly a-changing here in SSW.
It seems like every week, Joe Wheeler, there's something new, another little twist, something happens. And that's the beauty of it, Joe Wheeler. You can never predict what's going to happen here.
Oh, yeah, because as soon as you try to predict what's going to happen, the complete opposite's going to occur. I've learned that. I tell you what. You might think, well, this guy might beat this guy or one thing and another, but I've given up on trying to second guess it.
Upsets happen every day, Joe Wheeler. Whenever you try to daggone plan something out, it never works out that way. It's life. It's life.
That's very true. Great point there, PJ, as the crowd here in Kingsport 100% behind the Batten twins, or excuse me, behind something else as they're battling the Batten twins. Oh, my. Eddie Browning just got snatched back down, and referee Eric Foster got a 2 count out of that situation as the Battens now once again make that exchange and working wonderfully well as a tag team. And, talking a little bit with the Battens, they made a great point, and that is there's not a tag team in the world that's been together quite as long as they have.
Exactly, Joe Wheeler. All their natural life, they have been together. They know what each other's thinking all the time, Joe Wheeler, and that's what it takes to be a great tag team. The Batten twins, you got to put them up there with the First Family, Death and Destruction. It's anybody's guess who's going to win that thing, but I'm still leaning towards the First Family. Beau James, and for tonight, Ricky Harrison.
Well, I was getting ready to ask you, is Harrison now an honorary member of the family?
He's helping us out tonight, so yeah, we'll make him into the family, at least for tonight.
As, whoa, wait a minute, Johnny Noble right there had to break up that situation there with the Battens having a pin on Eddie Browning, and there's another one of those who'd have ever thought. Ricky Harrison, an honorary member of the First Family, as oh, wait a minute, Eddie Browning with a double DDT on both Battens right there. And I tell you what, all 3 men laid out. Looks like a car wreck on I-81 as everybody's laid out here. Johnny Noble in the corner looking for that tag. Eddie Browning going to the wrong corner. Now he's getting his bearings. He realized where his partner is, and he made it over. He made that tag. Johnny Noble in now, firing in a series of hard right hands. Both the Battens rocking and reeling at this point. And Noble now Minds are going to meet right here. The Batten brothers collide as Johnny Noble taking care of business for something else. Irish whip got reversed right there. Oh my, right into a Russian leg sweep. Nicely executed by Noble, but the other Batten twin over to break up that pinfall attempt as referee Eric Foster got a 2 count out of that one. And PJ, this action is all over the place.
Oh, it's breaking down right now, Joe Wheeler. It's breaking down. You've got people in the corner. There's Eric Foster just got pushed away. Oh, Joe Wheeler, this is breaking down. It's happening so fast I can't even call it.
Well, Eric Foster just called for the bell because he's been shoved down twice. And I don't know what we've got here. Eric, what are you doing? Double disqualification? The Battens win by disqualification. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric Foster declares the Battens the winner of this contest. Something else has been disqualified for shoving the referee.
Unreal, Joe
So
Wheeler.
your winners in this matchup are the Batten twins.
I can't believe that call, Joe Wheeler. That's phenomenal. I can't believe it.
Well, I tell you what, Eric made a somewhat controversial call there, but he is the referee, and that's his final decision as the Batten twins are your winners.
Well, you can't touch the referee, Joe Wheeler.
That's true. That's true. That one's in the rule book, too. Fans, right now we're going to go take a look at a match from last Saturday in Kingsport. It's Death and Destruction, Frank Parker, Roger Anderson taking on NCW Tag Team Champions Something Else. Rumors are flying that there's problems with Something Else, and I tell you what, we're going to find out right now and take a look at this piece of tape.
Tagging in Eddie Browning, and Eddie seeing action for the first time here tonight. Delivers the boot to the Tank.
Winding up on that arm and following it up with a hard shot there to the shoulder, laying in some boots as well as Eddie Browning now with an arm bar on Frank the Tank Parker as the NCW Tag Team titles are hanging in the balance on this contest. They are on the line as Tank there comes up with a hard knee to the midsection and makes that tag to Ruthless Roger Anderson, who was arm dragged promptly by Eddie Browning.
Eddie Browning aware of the tag and immediately delivers the arm drag takeover to Ruthless Roger Anderson. And these two teams, Joe, I tell you what, they have battled. I've talked about it earlier on in this match. They have battled time and time again, and still Death and Destruction unable to take the tag team gold away from John and Eddie. Now Roger Anderson shooting Eddie Browning into the opposite side. Nice shoulder tackle there by Eddie Browning. Goes with a step over, now reverses the high hip toss and delivers one of his own. Now a headlock takeover, and Eddie Browning still in control of this match as Ruthless Roger Anderson is on his backside.
No doubt about that. Eddie Browning has got his man under control, at least for the moment, in a side headlock down on the ring as Anderson now rolled his man up there, utilizing those tights, and managed to get a 2 count out of that situation as the Duke of New York paces about at ringside, ever so anxious, watching after his tag team.
And he's got a lot on the line here, too. If Death and Destruction wins the tag team gold, and there's another 2 count, and Eddie just does kick out of that one. This team, we talked about the history, Joe. They first met a couple of years ago in Huntington, West Virginia at Rock and Wrestling, and what a match they put on for the fans there in Huntington, and they have battled ever since then, and some outstanding matches, and we're seeing another one here as Anderson shoots Eddie into the opposite side. Now the Duke getting involved, grabbing Eddie's legs, and that enables Roger Anderson to attack Eddie Browning from behind, and a double team maneuver on the outside, and down goes Eddie Browning. Now both members are in. Parker and Anderson delivering the boots to Eddie Browning. Johnny Noble coming in the ring. Referee Billy Biggs is distracted. Johnny is upset at the double team on the outside.
Referee Billy Biggs was he was doing his job trying to get the illegal man out of the ring in Johnny Noble, and that did allow Tank and Ruthless Roger Anderson to take advantage as now this matchup has turned more towards the favor of Death and Destruction. Frank the Tank Parker, Ruthless Roger Anderson, as Tank is over there now with a chokehold on Eddie Browning as referees in there laying that 5 count in there. But I tell you what, that may have been the moment that Death and Destruction was looking for to turn this match into their favor.
Well, look at this once again. Johnny Noble trying to come in the ring, and again a double team maneuver as the Duke gets involved. Eddie Browning just draped over that second rope, and now Death and Destruction with the big upper hand. There's a tag to Anderson. There's a drop toe hold, delivers the elbow, and Anderson now going for the cover. We could have new champions here. He's got a 1 and a 2, and Eddie Browning. Boy, I'll tell you what, that was very close, Joe. We nearly had new NCW Tag Team Champions.
No doubt about that, Jason. Just a breath away, if you will, as Anderson now goes right back in, hooks his man up. Beautiful standing suplex there, perfectly executed, in for a cover, and oh my, once again, just an eyelash away is the tag team titles of NCW from changing hands, as Roger Anderson now brings his man back up, makes that tag to Frank the Tank Parker, as Eddie Browning is wide open here, and Tank puts a big boot right in the midsection.
A double team maneuver, but they've got to the count of 5 to get the other man out of the ring, and we saw Anderson get out. Nice standing drop kick by Frank the Tank Parker. Nice agility from the big man. Float over, going for the cover. He's got a 2, and Eddie again kicking out. Boy, look at Billy Big's hand. It was just about 3 inches away from the 3 count right there, but what agility by Frank the Tank Parker delivering the standing drop kick.
No doubt about that, as Browning now firing up on him. A series of lefts and rights coming right to the midsection of Frank the Tank Parker. Eddie Browning back on his feet, firing in a series of hard shots as he's got Tank staggered in the corner. Irish whip across to the far side. Browning now, oh, he was looking for the tag, but Johnny Noble's down on the floor being distracted by the Duke of New York, and he wasn't in the corner when Eddie was there for the tag. And now can they make it? Oh, they made the tag, but the referee, I don't believe, saw it, Jason.
No, he didn't, as the Duke of New York again up on the ring apron. Billy Biggs quickly getting Johnny Noble out. He did not see the tag. Boy, I tell you what, that could cause a problem here with these guys, John Noble and Eddie Browning. Look at the triple team maneuver in the corner as the Duke has a handful of tights. Roger and Frank deliver the boots to the midsection, and Eddie, who had the opportunity for the tag for the fresh man, did not get it.
Well, I tell you what, Eddie Browning's got to be getting upset. He's got to be getting frustrated with his partner, as that's the second time, as you said, Jason, that he made his way into that corner. And just to be able to get to that corner was quite enough. But then for his partner not to be there, Eddie Browning has got to be frustrated, got to be wondering what's going on with his partner, as Roger Anderson just missed that one as he straddled that second turnbuckle.
And just a moment ago, you saw Johnny Noble slapping his head in frustration, saying, I could have been there, I could have been in for the tag, but he was distracted by the Duke of New York. Now the fans getting behind Eddie Browning, seeing if he can make the tag, staggering, looking to his partner Johnny Noble, falling and making the tag. Here comes Johnny Noble, delivering the right hand to Anderson, and now to Parker. Back to Anderson and Parker one more time. Boy, Johnny Noble comes in like a house of fire. Obviously the fresh man. Now all 4 men in the ring. They pair off in opposite sides.
Jason, this one's breaking down and breaking down fast. Do-si-do to the middle we go, as Anderson and Tank just collided right there, as Johnny Noble and Eddie Browning have got this deal turned around now more towards their favor. Browning coming off the ropes here as Tank and Johnny are battling on the outside. Browning hit a big elbow on Roger Anderson right there, but the two other men are battling out on the floor as Noble and Parker are out on the floor, and Parker just took a hard shot to the post as Johnny Noble's making his way back in, Jason.
Johnny Noble coming in, and he runs right into his own partner, DDT. Roger Anderson with the DDT. We could have new champions, a 2 and a 3. That's it. New NCW Tag Team Champions. Death and Destruction. Frank the Tank Parker, Ruthless Roger Anderson. They get the win. A help from the Duke of New York on the outside, but new Tag Team Champions. John and Eddie colliding on the ring apron. And I don't know what's going to come of this, but obviously frustration setting in on both Eddie Browning and Johnny Noble. And now the Duke delivering the boots right to the back of the head of Eddie Browning.
The Duke of New York throwing one of his tirades in there, but he should be absolutely ecstatic as Death and Destruction have won the NCW Tag Team Champions here. Wait a minute, fans. Here's Eddie Browning and Johnny Noble are having some problems here, Jason. I don't know what's going to happen. They just lost their tag team titles. I know Eddie's got to be frustrated with Johnny as he was looking for the tag on several occasions here. Jason, you're more familiar with these guys than I am. Do you think we got an explosion about to happen?
We might, Joe. We might, as these two guys have they've had some problems here recently, and we see that Eddie is really frustrated because Johnny wasn't there, and Johnny said, hey, the Duke had distracted me. I went down to take care of business there. We may see these two guys explode right here in the middle of the ring. Right now they're having a discussion, talking things out, but Johnny trying to let cooler heads prevail here.
Well, that could be what happens, and then again, they could come to blows at any second as both men seem to be very upset. As Johnny now looking around to the crowd here in Kingsport, I can understand Eddie's frustration. I can understand Johnny's frustration. It's just the way this thing went down, you know, it's going to be interesting to see if they can patch their differences up and continue on because they are such a great tag team. But wait a minute, Eddie Browning is walking away.